Are you trying to visualize travel paths on a map using latitude and longitude in R? If so, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to help you create a flow map for Singapore. I completely understand how challenging it can be to plot data points on a map, especially when you're trying to show the flow from one location to another. You're not alone in this struggle. Many people face similar issues when working with geographic data. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, how can I plot a flow map in R for Singapore using entry and exit latitude and longitude coordinates? This is a common scenario for visualizing travel paths. To create a flow map, we need to understand how to use the latitude and longitude data effectively. The flow map will visually represent the connections between entry and exit points, making it easier to analyze travel patterns. And stick around. At the end of this video, I will share a pro tip that will enhance your flow map visualization even further. To begin creating a flow map in R, the user should first install and load the necessary libraries. The primary libraries needed are ggplot2 for plotting and dplyr for data manipulation. Next, the user needs to prepare their data. This involves creating a data frame that includes the entry and exit latitude and longitude coordinates. The user should ensure that the data is structured correctly. Now, the user can create the flow map. They will use ggplot2 to plot the entry and exit points, and then add lines to represent the flow between these points. Finally, the user should customize their map for better visualization. This can include adjusting colors, adding labels, or modifying the theme to enhance the overall appearance. Fun fact, did you know that flow maps can be used to visualize not just travel paths, but also data like migration patterns and trade routes? They are incredibly versatile. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach to plotting a flow map in R is to use the Google Way package, which utilizes Google's Maps API. First, you'll need an API key to access the maps. The user suggests converting the exit station latitude and longitude to numeric values, and then creating a polyline for each entry and exit point. Next, the user shows how to style the map and add polylines to visualize the flow. They provide a sample style for the map and demonstrate how to add the polylines using the Google Map function. Additionally, the user mentions that you can show different types of routes, such as driving routes, by using Google's Directions API. This allows for more detailed mapping of travel paths. Let's take a moment to review another user's answer. An alternative approach to plotting a flow map in R involves using the leaflet and geosphere packages. First, you format your data by converting latitude and longitude columns to numeric values. Then, you create a color palette for your paths. Next, you generate interpolated paths using the GC intermediate function, which calculates great circle routes between entry and exit points. Finally, you create a leaflet map and add the paths as polylines, customizing their colors based on the defined palette. It's important to note that in small localities like Singapore, the great circles are nearly straight lines. If you prefer a more aesthetic look with rounded edges, consider using the geom curve method, as mentioned in another response. Let's move forward and look at another answer. An alternative approach to plotting flow maps in R is suggested by another user. They recommend using the MapDeck library, which enhances visualizations. First, you need to set your Mapbox token. Then, convert the exit station latitude and longitude to numeric values. Finally, you can create a map with a dark style and add arcs to represent the flow from entry to exit stations. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. An alternative approach suggested by a user involves restructuring your data. Instead of having separate columns for entry and exit stations, you can combine them into single columns for latitude and longitude. This can be done using the rbind and C functions. The user provides a simple example to illustrate this. They suggest removing duplicate data points for each token ID and ensuring your data is ordered by date to maintain the correct sequence of journeys. Next, convert the exit station latitude and longitude from factors to numeric. Then, create a new data frame with the combined longitude and latitude using the dplyr package. To get the map data for Singapore, you can use the raster package to download the necessary data. Finally, use ggplot to draw the map, ensuring to group by token ID in the geompath function. Here's that pro tip I promised. Consider using color gradients to represent the volume of flow between points. This will make your map not only informative, but visually appealing as well. And there you have it. You should now be able to create a flow map in R for Singapore using latitude and longitude data. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on data visualization.